welcome to Cricket Extra. I'm here in the indoor school at Emirates Old Trafford. We have 4 cameramen, the use of the indoor school, and I'm going to be speaking to one of the greats of the game. Over the next half an hour, we're going to have a bowling masterclass with Wasim Akram. We have a live studio audience. We have 2 former England captains who have locked horns with Wasim in Test match cricket and ODI cricket for a long period of time. Michael Afton and Nasser Hussain will come to Beaky and Creaky in just a moment. Wasim, let's have a look at your career stats. You must be immensely proud of what you personally achieved in the game.
Yes, I am, but I think the only regret I have as a fast bowler is my career best, 7 419.
The ton up.
It should have been 7 for about 60 or 65. I've got 6 for 60, 6 for 70, but not 7 419, but still not bad.
Your action, your bowling action, was very unique to you. We've got some shots of this, and I'd like to focus on your foot position here. It's facing the wrong way, Wasim. Did no one ever pick that up early for you? Because it gave you problems injury-wise later on.
Because this was a back foot, so it used to go like this, and then it used to come like this, and that's where I used to get trouble in my groin. So I had 2 groin operations, and I think after the second operation, it was okay. So it never troubled me again. But yes, nobody taught me. There was no bowling action. I think Khan Muhammad, one of the Pakistani greats, who passed away a couple of years ago, he was the camp commandant when I was in the camp. So he just told me to have this front arm back here, and everything will follow automatically. This is the usual grip. Right-hander, this seam will go towards leg slip, and my thumb comes under the ball, and then I used to lock my wrist. This is locked. So I'm running in, it's going to come like this, and it's going to come out like this. So it will be the in-swinger to the right hand. And then for outswing, I used to go slightly here, my seam towards first slip. Then I used to open up my wrist, and then I used to go this sideways push like Anderson does now with his in-swings to the right-hander. So I learned that eventually. Early on when I was young, 17 years old, played for Pakistan, everything was into the right-hander. But eventually I learned, I said, okay, everybody's expecting from me the in-swing, so I had to learn this away swinger. I've been seeing some youngsters, when I see they put pressure on themselves before even they delivered the ball. They measure the run-up like this, like this, like this. I think this is extra pressure on yourself. I just used to go 17 steps, like Waqar, probably 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, until the 17. And that was my run-up.
Did that ever change?
Early on, it was 25 yards, and then, and 1987 tour in England at Old Trafford Test against England, I had a word with Imran. I said, look, I tried bowling with shorter run-up, and my pace is the same. So he worked with me for a couple of days, and he said, you stick to short run-up. So I just then stayed at 17 yards. It was always close to the stump. Aim was to come closer. The more closer you come, the front arm comes in play, and that's where you can actually swing the ball in to the right-hander. And for outswing, obviously, if nothing is happening from the pitch, that's where you go the other way, the away swingers. But start off close to the stumps, in swing. That was my natural swing, and that's why I tell all the youngsters, start off with your natural swing. If nothing happens, then go to the other swing. But don't try to bowl both swings every second delivery. You won't be able to control the ball. And when nothing is happening, or if he's swinging too much, then you can use the crease as well. So if I have to bowl an in-swing to him, I'll go wide of the crease at the last minute with the reverse swing.
Go on then. Last one. Good, well played.
As a bowler, I used to assess in about 3 to 4 deliveries how much this ball going to swing, how good the wicket is for me as a bowler. Is it a flat deck? Yes, if it is, then I'll just bowl, then I'll just contain and try to hit the stump in low and slow wicket. If it's slightly bouncy, I'll go away from the right-hander. So I used to assess straight away, next 3 to 4 deliveries.
Can you assess this ball for us? Bowl a couple of deliveries, see how much it's
sure, I'll give it a go. This is the grip.
Yeah.
My wrist is locked in there. I'm bowling after a long time, by the way, but let's see.
Still
that swung a bit.
So you've seen that swing, probably the wrong line. So you'd be assessing right. I probably could afford to go a little.
I got to aim outside off stump instead of off stump. The aim was eventually to hit the seam every time, especially on a seaming wicket. And it happened. Practice makes it perfect. So now if I bowl this delivery, I try to aim that camera at that, you know, that first slip camera. Just here.
Okay.
On the side, Naz.
All right. Hey, there you go. See, now you're dialed in. Are you more comfortable now? You sort of got your right line,
yes,
and you know roughly how much the ball's going to swing.
Exactly.
Okay.
I've realized in 2 deliveries, that's where I have to pitch, and this is how much it's going to swing.
Okay, saying attack, attack, attack. That was the Pakistani way, wasn't it?
There was. I think, like I said, I had great mentors when I started playing, great Imran Khan, intelligent Javed Miandad, and the cricketing mind Mudassir Nazar. They helped me a lot, and I think I passed on whatever I learned from them to Waqar. Waqar played with Imran, to Aqib Javed, to Mushtaq Ahmed, to Saqlan Mushtaq, to Shoaib Akhtar, Azhar Mahmood, all these guys. They have been, that's the way we brought up to get wickets. We never believed in line and length and contain. The idea is to attack, attack, attack.
But you would have plans. So let's make some plans to this batsman. So you know a little bit about Michael Atherton.
Yes.
So you've assessed that the ball has swung. You've
Yeah.
assessed that what the line should be. How would you approach bowling at a new
I'll
batsman?
start off, like I said, couple of in swings, but he was a back foot player.
Yeah.
And like he said, he had a more chance against us to get runs on a new ball. So I used to just run in with the new ball, try to bowl in swings, and with 100% effort, and never held back as a bowler, neither did Waqar.
Did you hear that? 100% effort, never hold back. Good luck. You want to have a little bowl there?
Can I just call it one bit of footage? One of the other things I didn't mention about Waz was the speed of his arm. I've just got a bit of footage of Brett Lee that I'd like to show. And Lee and Donald and these guys were all fantastic bowlers, fantastic quick bowlers, but you got a lovely sighting of the ball. This is Brett Lee running in, and you see the ball all the way. So he's fast, but you get a good sighting of it. Now, if I compare that to Wasim Akram running in, a bit of head-on footage of Wasim, everything is much quicker. He often hides the ball for a start. When the ball is old, you can see him hiding it. The speed of the arm means that you don't really get a good view of the ball. So I'd say that was an added difficulty facing Waz as against some of the great fast bowlers.
You wouldn't hide the ball, though, with a new ball, would you?
Not with the new ball.
Right. Okay.
Not with the new ball.
OK, let's have a look. Oh, good leave. Bring back a few memories, Af. We'll need that new ball back. Can you lob it back?
Give him the old ball.
We'll come on to the old ball stuff in a minute. We'll come on to
Master of the lead.
Just try one more.
That was a bit of a swing. In
Nice
swing,
swing.
he played it
Nice
nicely,
swing.
yeah.
That's an excellent leave, by the way.
Yeah. Whoa!
Where is it?
So, new ball swing, and for any young batsman facing a left arm, I've just got some examples of Wasim getting right-handers out with that in swing. If we could just have a look at those examples. So, with a new ball, he's looking to swing it in. LBW, bold if you leave it. I think there's one more example coming up against the West Indies. Looks like it's in the Caribbean. So the difficulty for a right-hander, and I used to get this because sometimes I get closed off. What you don't want to do is get in that position closed off, your pad on the line of the ball, and you can't get your bat to the ball. So I'm thinking facing Waz, there's two things. The in-swing, my scoring areas are essentially mid-off, round to mid-wicket. I'm not thinking too much playing square on the offside. I'm not thinking of getting this front foot across and in the way of the line of the ball. I'm thinking trying to play it back from where it's come from. Bounces are another issue. I know he's 48 years old, I'm 46 years old. He's not going to be giving me any bounces, but that's another issue that's in the back of your mind.
And others, plus a couple of batsmen like Martin Crowe, they used to open up their stance to me, especially against the new ball, like you were just explaining.
Yeah, I'd be slightly open as well. To a right arm over the bowler, I'd be pretty sideways on. To Waz, I've just slightly opened my stance to give me a better sighting of it.
Oh.
It's very easy. The rough side is lighter, the shiny side is heavier. It will follow towards the heavier side. This is as simple. But again, it depends. You have to look after the ball. You've played with the Waqar for Surrey.
Yeah.
You realize how important for us to have this side dry and have this side shiny. And I remember Saqlan Mushtaq used to have this habit before his delivery. And we called him, me and Waqar, in a team meeting. I said, hey, if you're going to play in future for Pakistan, you've got to change this habit of yours because the ball is getting smoother from the side. So the whole team has to be involved.
Yeah.
And I must praise England's side. They do reverse swing the ball, and the whole team looks like they're involved and looks like they knew what's happening with the cricket ball, so that's why they reverse it.
Right.
And I also learned that with the reverse swing, or even with the new ball, I used to come around the wicket, and I realized if I'm bowling around the wicket to the right-hander, why can't I just run behind the umpire? Well, he'll be able to see me at the last second. And that helped lots of time, because with quick arm action, and suddenly you see me just before delivering the ball, it was difficult.
We got an example of that. Again, this is to Alex Stewart in the same test. So this is where you're starting.
Yeah.
So the batsman cannot see Wasim Akram.
No, it's a nightmare. He jumps out at the last second. We also had a little bit of a plan. Look at Athir. Is that Athir? He's trying to look to see what hand and what way round the ball is in Wasim Akram's hand to see which way he's reversing. We had meetings about this. So Marcus Trescothick would be at this end, or Ath or Stewie, and they'd be looking at Was running up to see which way he was holding. And depending on which side you had your band handle.
But I realized that the people are doing it, so I started to hiding the ball. And sometimes, show me the ball. This is the reverse swing ball. You can see the rough side. It's a bit too rough. Thanks, Roddy. These are the shiny side. I used to show the batsman at this end, at the non-striker end, run like this, go my hand on top of it, and then before I used to start, I used to switch it like this. So it was a nightmare for the batsman, not the facing me, at non-striker end, which side I have to hold the bat.
Yeah, then you had someone like Dopey Thorpe at this end.
Who's in the wrong hand.
Who's playing with his bat handle, and as he's running in, he's holding it in this hand, and then he changes and walks like that. The absolute nightmare.
So basically, Michael Atherton used to have to open the bat against Wasim Akram with a new ball, but when it started to get into that condition, that was a completely different ball game.
Oh, absolutely. The pretty boy openers used to go in there, we'll take them on, you know, get us to 100. A number of times we got to 100 for one, 120 for one, and we're going well. And then the dressing room, everyone was glued to their TV screen. Is it reversing? Yeah, is it reversing? You had Mushy on a little bit as well. They used to bowl a few cross-seam deliveries if it stopped swinging, scuff up one side, and the moment you saw a one-ball reverse, panic spread through that dressing room, I'll tell you.
Right. It's been a great pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you very much, Heather.
Wasim Akram.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Good to bowl at you again.
Thanks for
Breathe a sigh of relief.